And the pick is in here, guys. And it's true. It's the moment many have been waiting for, as you see the best available on the board here from BR's scouting department. They have him 23rd. I have this player 30th overall. Wow. We are now deep into the draft in the 5th round. And the Browns have selected Shedeur Sanders after taking Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round.
What? Why? Like, okay. I don't.
This is like this truly is just silence. Like we're all dumbfounded. Legitimately dumbfounded. All right, do you think that they want them to compete against each other?
I mean, they're literally just volume shopping at an alarming rate.
Mm-hmm.
You traded
for Costco.
Traded for Kenny Pickett. You brought back Joe Flacco as like almost the babysitter in the room.
Right.
Yeah.
You still have Sean Watson still exists. I know it seems like for them he doesn't.
He doesn't, right.
You drafted Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd, which admittedly was a day earlier than I thought he was going.
Right.
And now you took Shedeur Sanders. I don't know how there's reps for these guys, is my biggest question.
That's it. Yeah.
How many bites at the apple are we going to take here? Like, how many bites at the apple are you going to take? If this is the case, you should have took Shedeur.
What's the plan?
Right. Like, what is the plan?
I think you're 100% spot on, Connor. How do they all get reps?
Kenny Pickett traded again? I mean, that's only, or Flacco is just the old man in the camp. So the pick is in for the Cleveland Browns, and they traded up to pick 144 to select Shedeur Sanders after the long wait. The optimistic viewed him as a round 1 pick. I think the consensus viewed him as somewhere at the end of round 1, 2nd round. Shedeur Sanders goes in the 5th round to the Cleveland Browns, the 2nd quarterback, Felder, that they have drafted in this year's NFL draft after Dillon Gabriel.
I mean, explain the plan, like we said. Explain the plan. If you get a finite amount of reps and they have 5 guys there, does this mean that Gabriel and Shaduer are going to be splitting their reps? What's Flacco going to be doing? Kenny Pickett, you mentioned they could trade him. Who wants him?
Right.
So that doesn't even seem like a real viable.
I feel like if you're Kenny Pickett's camp, this kind of tells them that they don't want you.
Get me out of here before I ever even showed up.
Yeah, they don't have a plan for you to actually be the guy. I wouldn't be surprised. Flacco's been in Cleveland under this regime before. He knows the offense, so he doesn't need all the reps in camp.
Yes.
Right? So you can kind of nullify him a little bit. He might be the guy you view potentially as the starter. But if anybody, I think it's Kenny Pickett. Like, you look at Dillon Gabriel, I think Shedeur and Dillon are going to be the guys battling it out in camp for that spot behind Flacco as the day 1 starter, to where then somewhere during the season, whoever wins that QB2 job, they have to get him on the field. Because you got 2 first-round picks. That trade with Jacksonville gave you a first for next year on top of the first you already have. Mm-hmm. You have to figure out which one of these young guys you even feel comfortable with. What grade are you giving, Connor?
I'm going to give this an A because what do you have to lose at this point?
Right.
Listen, I don't like the spot for Shedeur.
Right.
I don't like the plan because I can't figure it out. Maybe I'll look foolish for that down the road. But I'm going to give it an A because of the player.
Yeah.
He's my 30th overall player. I understood a team not wanting to bet the franchise on him with the 1st-round pick. I get it, right? Because this is Shedeur. Fundamentally sound, accurate, with underwhelming physical traits. He's not big. He's not fast. He doesn't have a big arm. When he plays with timing and touch, he's locked in. He throws a catch and run ball. The throwing motion, to me, is snappy when it needs to be. Mm-hmm. You said this at the top of today's show, Felder, and it's really important to remember. He'll hang in and get sawed in half and get back up to make a play.
Yeah.
So, but once again, took a lot of sacks in college. That's my biggest concern because that typically translates to the NFL. I think sometimes he'll get a little too stare down happy with lurking defenders. That will lead to his interceptions. But this is not a 5th-round player. This wasn't a 4th-round player. I didn't think this was a 3rd-round player. It's a 2nd-round player, and because of everything else, Shedeur Sanders fell down to this spot in an area where he's going to be in a room with another rookie quarterback that was drafted in the 3rd round. As a player, though, this is an A to me.
I'm going to go with A, too. I think for all the things that you just said, you're getting a fringe 1st-round talent in the 5th round.
In the 5th round.
So you can't knock that. I think that the plan is stupid.
Right, if it exists.
If it exists.
Are we just accumulating names at quarterback?
Right, 100%. I give it an A as well. Like for everything you two gentlemen have said, it's the player. It's what you're getting with the value in the 5th round. You're getting a fringe first, top of the 2nd round guy. I had him as a fringe first, top of the 2nd round grade. Accuracy, especially when he's protected, which we didn't see a lot in Colorado.
No, we did not.
You know, and not even just that. Let's talk about it a little bit. He didn't have a run game. He didn't have to play action. It was literally all on him most of the time. This is going to be interesting. We don't know what the plan is, but I'm one of the bigger storylines to watch when we get to camp.
This summer is going to be electric.
Did they
At
already
their training
pick Hard Knocks?
No,
Put them back on there. They've been on it before.
Right.
Put them back on
that's the spot. I'd have the camera for 90% of the show on the quarterback room, the meetings,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
reps, how they're breaking things down with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? To the Browns' plan here, it feels like with Gabriel and Shedeur, they took 2 guys that have played a lot of college football,
Yes.
and were accurate and smart.
Yeah.
Not physically imposing.
Right.
In a league where Jalen Milroe going yesterday, Jackson Dart going in the 1st round, though I don't think he's as physically imposing as he's been built up
Yeah,
as.
same.
But it's just, this is really, really fascinating.
Tyler
to me.
Shuck in the 2nd.
Tyler Shuck, right,
Like-
40th overall pick. So
Hey, the wait is over.
the wait is over.
There we go.
And as we do on this show, we are going to talk about every pick.
Yeah.
We're happy Shadeur's taken. We're rooting for this situation to hopefully be solved in an adult manner in Cleveland. But we're going to talk about all the picks today.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. So we'll keep it rolling as New England is on the clock and the pick is in for New England, but it has not been announced yet. So we will keep it here for now. But man, it just comes down to the reps for me. The only thing I want to, because I feel like I just backed over and ran back over the Cleveland Browns organization. I'm a huge fan of Kevin Stefanski.
Me too.
And if there's an adult in the NFL or one of the 5 adults I trust to manage a interesting quarterback situation, I do think Kevin Stefanski is more than qualified to manage that.
100%. I agree with you. And I think, like I said, they took a lot of bites at the apple. And the main thing for me is just the plan needs to be one of these young quarterbacks have to play, I would say, 80% of the season. I need to know what I have before going into the 2026 NFL draft, because then you stumble over yourself if Arch does declare and he has a big year in 2025, and you're like, wait a minute, you don't want to Atlanta Falcons yourself and tie yourself to Desmond Ridder after 4 games, and then it'd be the wrong decision. So
Right. That's a good call, Dame.